nothing personal, Jack. It's just good business. She survived.
Ready on the gun! Guns ready! Full cover!
Order, sir.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eric, and today we are going to dissect, discuss, and dive into the January 13th episode of AEW's New Year Smash Night 2. Let's find out if this show had the green light or if it was stuck at a red. I've made it no secret I am not a fan of Eddie Kingston. He just doesn't do it for me. However, this feud has been built up as a pay-per-view level feud, so it's pretty cool. Just like Hager and Wardlow, that we got this match for free, and that it's opening. That's a great spot. So I'm actually excited for this match. This was a good booking call. Also, shout out to Eddie Kingston's theme song. That is a nice theme song. I think AEW is getting songs better than WWE is right now. I couldn't imagine having this man working for my wrestling company for 6 years and just wasting him. When the best in the world discussion is brought up, Pac is not mentioned nearly enough. He is the personification of professional wrestling. I kept rewinding this match like 5 times because I kept thinking I was missing something. But no, this match is just that good. There's nothing for me to critique in this match. It's a very good match. Yeah, I like it. With the match over, again, I have nothing to critique. This was just a very solid showing. It didn't even feel like a wrestling match. It felt like a fight between Pac and Kingston because Pac wanted to hurt Kingston. And that was cemented by Pac doing the brutalizer after the pinfall, because to him, the pinfall was a technicality. So great opening matchup. This is a great start to a good show. This is only AEW's 3rd year of operating on TV, and they are already masters of doing multiple feuds and storylines mixed together, because Lance Archer coming in at the end, that didn't take away from the match at all. That just added to Lance Archer. Sometimes AEW can do this too much though, as I'm going to point out later in the show. But right now at this moment, I thought this was nicely done. Out of everyone in this feud, that includes the Lucha Brothers, Pac, Eddie Kingston, the Butcher, the Blade, the Bunny, Lance Archer, like all these people are in this feud and somehow they all feel equally balanced out. That is very nicely done. I think Billy Gunn went from too sweet to too lazy. I honestly don't know if Raw has just lowered my standards for what's good wrestling, but the second matchup tonight, Miro versus Chucky T, I have no problems with again. I just watched this match straight through. I couldn't find anything. Everybody is on the ball tonight, and I appreciate that. This is a good showing. And I know you people feed off my pain and misery. I've seen the Raw numbers. Those Those numbers are great. Thank you for watching them, but it's clear that you enjoy watching me watch bad wrestling. But AEW is doing something right. It's just very well done. I absolutely demand to see my name in the credits of next week's AEW, because one of them, somebody in AEW, is watching this video. They're watching Speed Check, because last week I made that joke about the young boy thing, and now Chucky T is all of a sudden a butler. If I wasn't so busy critiquing wrestling shows behind the screen on the internet, I could write these shows. Matt Hardy once again brings up the third-party issues with WWE. It's a tired joke. I know it's a bit forced, but still an important issue. I'm glad Matt Hardy is still bringing it up, because never forget, WWE is trying to take over the world, one Twitch account at a time. And also, I realize at this point, Speed Check has become 40% poorly edited memes and 60% my opinion. But I hate to say this because it might destroy my credibility, the little credibility I've built up in Speed Check. But I don't know what to think about Matt Hardy in the Private Party. I don't know whatsoever, because obviously Private Party is going to kick him to the curb. But I don't know how to feel about the journey it's going to take to get there. I don't love them together, but I'm willing to give them a chance. I'm going to give them a couple weeks, and I really hope they can make this work. Hey, Peter Avalon on Dynamite. That's a boost. I honestly thought this was going to be the episode, the miraculous episode of Speed Check, where I would not mention the crowd noises. I was fully expected to get away with that. However, if I'm going to treat WWE badly, I've got to do it to AEW. I'm glad that they don't use specially edited crowd noises. I'm glad they don't do that. But when you have all of your wrestlers singing Judas as if it's the best song in the world, that's kind of cheesy. Like, tone it down a little bit, guys. It's cool that you guys still want that effect, but let's tone it down, because when you've got people out there singing their hearts out, it feels fake. And nobody likes it when somebody's faking. Faking just makes you and me both feel dirty. Just for the record, we here at West Coast Pop, we don't condone tag team slut shaming. Honestly, the Inner Circle is just a very funny group. I love watching them do comedy skits. They're very funny. So I honestly don't know how I would book the Dark Order right now. I don't know how I would do that. That is a Herculean task, because after you lose someone as amazing as John Huber, a man who's given so much to professional wrestling, a man who's given so much to the people around him, may he rest in peace. I honestly don't know how you go forward from there. So I give props to AEW, because it doesn't seem like the Dark Order is losing any steam. That is amazing that they have somehow managed to move forward so efficiently. So props to AEW. I know Zach is gonna hate this, but I am a full John Silver mark. I love when this guy is on screen. I need more of the meat man. AEW is really nailing their comedy tonight. This is a funny show. It may have taken 3 years, but dang, do Kenny and the Young Bucks look good with those titles or what? This was a great swerve. I honestly did not see this coming, because I was so excited to see the Young Bucks with the titles team with Kenny with the title that I did not see the Good Brothers coming out. That was a swerve to me. That was a great swerve. I'm glad it happened. Great booking. Due to reasons that don't matter, I was unable to take my usual notes during this match, and I wasn't able to screenshot anything during this match. So unfortunately, I'm going to skip to the end of this match and the segment, and I'm going to talk about it all in one go. And like I said, I don't have screenshots, so enjoy this picture of Seth Rollins just because. So the match itself was very well done. Everyone in this match looked strong. Everyone came out for the better. I honestly expected this to be a squash match, because for like the week leading up to this, they didn't even say who their opponents were. So I thought they were going to give the Varsity Blondes and Danny Limelight the jobber treatment. But no, those three came out looking very nice. They looked strong. They looked talented. They kept up. I'm impressed. This match was booked perfectly. And I'll give AEW props for the fact that they know how to handle foreign talent, as in from other companies, very well. Because the detail of the Good Brothers getting the pin is great. I'm glad that Tony Khan knows how to kind of be a diplomat when it comes to talent from other promotions. That's going to serve him very well. That's why he's got so many great relationships with AAA, with the NWA, with Impact, with the I forgot the Chinese promotion that we haven't seen for a while from Strongheart. But Tony Khan's biggest strength is the fact that he can reach out to other promotions and keep everyone happy. I'm very glad they kept Moxley in the Kenny Omega picture, because personally, I actually really liked automatic rematch clauses. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. If you have an automatic rematch clause and you don't want to continue the story, then just give them a throwaway rematch on weekly TV and get it out of the way. I think that's cool. So I'm glad to see that Moxley didn't just lose the title and fuck off. I'm glad that he's still in the picture. And honestly, he and Kenny have the strongest feud in AEW. Maybe Cody and MJF, but I think Moxley and Kenny edged them a little bit. So I'm glad that this isn't just a sporadic feud that we're only going to see every couple of years. Let's continue this. Let's see where this goes. In addition, earlier I said that AEW is great at taking storylines, multiple storylines, and mixing them with other storylines, multiple feuds. And I said they're great at that, but I also said they do it too much sometimes. I am very curious as to where the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks go from here, because I'm pretty sure the Lucha Brothers were feuding with Pac. They're on his team. So now they're also feuding with the Young Bucks. It's just sometimes AEW can do a lot of things and they get lost and jumbled up. So I'm going to give them some time to see what they're doing, but I just hope they're not throwing too many ingredients into, one big story. I hope they're not rushing anything. Finally, the last thing I'll say about this match and the segment is that I enjoy Don Callis trying to separate Kenny from the Bucks. The first few weeks of this Impact storyline were very rocky, with Kenny and Callis saying the same thing basically on Impact and AEW. So I'm glad that they've gotten back on track. The storyline is going full speed ahead. I am enjoying what I'm seeing right now. And if this leads to the Bucks versus the Good Brothers, more power to you. And now we're in the waiting room. I'm really glad this show is making its Dynamite debut. I don't watch AEW Dark as much as I should, but I've seen and heard great things from the waiting room. They've had some great segments, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do this week. Doing speed check, I've started to pick up on small details that don't really matter, but for some reason my brain just remembers them. Like the fact that Billie Kay and Britt Baker have similar taste in belts. Britt Baker is absolute gold. She is a gem, and I hope that AEW manages to keep her around for a long time, because in her first year, it was clear she needed polishing, but I thought it was going to take her years to reach the level she's at now. It took her months. She instantly improved in the ring, on the mic. She is an absolute star. I can't wait for her to be women's champion, because she is gold. I'll be honest with you guys, I am not a fan of Jade. I don't like her promos. I don't like her. That said, I'm willing to give her a chance. I'm willing to wait until this big feud match happens with her and whoever, or her and Shaq versus whoever. But right now, I'm not a fan of Jade. I don't see it yet. And with Brandy Rhodes on maternity leave, Velvet Sky takes her place. So honestly, I had a few jokes lined up about how Cody might have very specific taste in women, or that, Velvet Sky is what you get when you order Brandy on Wish. But I'm going to hold back on those, even though I just said them. I'm going to hold back on more of them, because maybe this is good for Velvet Sky. Maybe this feud will put her on the map. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to give her and Jade the same treatment. I'm going to wait before I cast judgment. I'll give AEW points again, because it is impressive how they managed to get two feuds, Cody's and Jade, and Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, how they managed to get those two feuds to seamlessly, one after the other, in the same segment. That was very nicely done. I'm looking forward to, I forgot what it's called, Beach Bash, whenever that happens, February something. I said it last week, and I still believe this, that Marco Stunt could honestly be a huge babyface for AEW. But the first step to making that happen is JR needs to stop belittling him. We get it. He's a small guy, especially when he stands next to anyone on the roster. But JR is not helping the case. This is honestly one of those moments that convinces me that professional wrestling is just comic books in real life. So this was a really good showing from Marco Stunt. This was a good showing from Jungle Boy, FTR. Everyone comes out of this looking really good. My biggest problem with this match, though, is before my next point, I thought this match was too long. Even before what I'm about to say, I thought this match was too long, but it was a good match, so I let it go. Until I realized, by my count, we have 29 minutes left, which means that for 2 title matches, one of those title matches is going to be screwed over. I don't know how, I don't know when, but my gut is telling me something's going to happen in one of these title matches I'm not going to like. I have to admit, it's really fun hearing the commentary always stutter and stumble when they try to mention things that happen in WWE, like the fact that Serena Deeb was a trainer in NXT, but they can't actually say WWE or NXT. It's just interesting to hear them try to work their way around that on the spot. It's just weird. So when I talk about wrestlers like Caden Carter or Apollo Crews, who I think need to leave WWE and go back to the Indies, I'm not saying that because I don't think they're talented enough for WWE. I'm saying that because, like Ty Conti, I think leaving WWE forces you to evolve in some cases. Like, I did not like Ty Conti in NXT. I wasn't a huge fan. I saw the talent, but it just wasn't there. And as smart as Triple H is, sometimes he himself is bad at booking certain people. Like, for example, Becky Lynch's original character was a leprechaun, and Ty Conti was just Brazilian. That was her whole thing. She was Brazilian. But now she actually has personality. She can go in the ring. I am a huge Tainara Conti fan right now, and I can't wait for her to be women's champion. So sometimes some people, Apollo Crews, need to leave WWE so they can evolve. And Ty Conti is proof of that. This was an absolutely fantastic match between these two. I just want that to be said. Before I get into my big issue with this match, these two deserve a round of applause. I hope everyone goes on social media and they give these two the respect they deserve, because this was a fantastic match. Now, my big problem with this match is that, like I said before, we only have 28 minutes or 29 minutes left in the show when this match started. This match was 11 minutes, and of those 11 minutes, a majority of that was during picture-in-picture commercial. The biggest problem in AEW today, the absolute biggest problem, is their women's division. They could quite possibly have the weakest women's division in professional wrestling of shows that are on television. So that includes Impact. I'll even throw Ring of Honor in there to be kind. WWE, NXT, they are below all of those promotions. So your only women's match on this show, you only give it 11 minutes and you have it in commercial for most of that. I don't understand that. And I understand Britt Baker had a lengthy segment, but let's just focus on matches, because even guys had segments. If you're going to improve your women's division, it has to start with you and your booking of them. You should have taken time away from Jungle Boy and FTR, because that match was a little too long. Take time away from that. Hell, I honestly would even manage, I would say take some time from Darby and Brian Cage, because that's going to be a great match. When we get to it, it's a great match. But the main takeaway, the biggest problem of this episode, is that the women's match did not get the time it deserves, in my opinion. I absolutely love how AEW is taking care of -1. They are really making sure this kid understands that he has a family, and I love it. I respect that. No other company has gone out of its way like this. I just love everything about how they've taken care of John Huber's family. So I just want to point something out, and this is kind of a teaser. So last night, we recorded the updated SmackDown roster tier list because, every year the roster changes. And the picture we have for Roman Reigns, we got off the WWE official page. And it's a picture of him wearing his vest with the current Universal Championship on it. He never had that vest with that title. Meanwhile, Chuck E. T can easily just take a quick picture of him in a tuxedo for this Butler promo. Like, I don't understand why WWE sometimes acts as if they're a low-rent indie promotion. I just don't get that. Brian Cage is an absolute freak of nature. Like, if there's a god, he fears Brian Cage. It's absolutely great to see Darby Allin in the main event. I love that he's there. We all knew he'd end up in the main event eventually, but it's just great to see that he's hit that star level. He's hit that level where he could honestly be the face of a promotion, and what a great face. That said, wow, some of these spots that Darby's taken tonight are just wow. I cut my elbow taking out the trash a couple days ago, and I didn't want to move my arm for like the rest of the day. I was a crybaby about it. Darby Allin is getting thrown through tables. He's getting his head cut open. He's taking bumps on the outside on the stage. I could never do what Darby Allin does. He is one of a kind, and he's an enigma. I hate comparing him to Jeff Hardy, but it has to be said, he is a charismatic enigma. And that's just a creative spot right there. I have to give him credit. That's a cool spot. This was an absolutely great match from everyone involved. Darby Allin looks like a true resilient champion. He looks like the champion of the promotion, and he's not, he's a TNT champion. So I'm sure the TNT executives are absolutely happy to have them as their champion. Brian Cage, I do think he needs a big win soon because he's been losing every big opportunity that comes his way, but he still looks like a beast. He still looks great. Hopefully he just gets a big win soon. And also Sting showing up at the end did not hurt anybody. They used him in a great way. He came out when Darby needed it, but he didn't take center stage. Darby still won the match clean. And I just think everyone came out on top on this one. And also the timing was very good because the show was low on time and they managed, I don't think they rushed it in the end. I think they ended it right when they needed to. So kudos to AEW for a great main event. And that covers all of AEW New Year's Smash Night 2. The last few weeks of AEW have been great. I can't wait for Beach Bash. I'm excited to see what happens next week. But for this show, I can happily say, proudly say, confidently say, this was off to the races. This was an absolute tremendous show. The only thing they need to work on is give your women more time. When WWE is doing better than you in the women's division, that's a problem. That's a big problem that you need to work on. And that's going to be it for Speed Check this week, guys. There won't be a SmackDown Speed Check, unfortunately, because I have other videos I'd like to edit, such as our Best of 2020 Wrestlers video. So please keep an eye out for that. Naki's working on some gaming reviews, so keep an eye out for that. But thank you guys so much for your views, for your comments, for your subscriptions, everything. I can't explain to you guys enough how great it is to interact with you guys. So if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you think I'm talking out my ass, please let me know in the comments. Let's discuss, because my word is not law. My word is opinion. So if you disagree, let me know in the comments. And lastly, please be sure to check out the West Coast Popcast coming out this Monday. And if you haven't already, go to our last episode and leave a comment, because we are going to be giving you guys random numbers to participate with us in the upcoming Royal Rumble. We don't know if there's a prize yet. I'm not promising anything, but for right now, it's just something fun to do with you guys. From the West Coast Popcast, I'm Eric. I just stuttered, but I've done this take too long to start over. Peace out.